Welcome to WakeGOV TV. I'm Eric Curry. We have several stories lined up for you today. Good news for library patrons. A new library is slated to be open later this year in northern Wake County. We'll have details. Plus, we'll introduce you to the new Deputy County Manager. But first, the Wake County Board of Commissioners recently held their board retreat at North Carolina State University's Vaughn Towers. The retreat is held annually to allow the board and county staff to discuss and establish goals and objectives for focus areas such as education, community health, fiscal strength, public safety, and community partnerships. WakeGOV TV was on hand to capture some of the retreat.
The importance of having these retreats to make sure that we're going in the right direction, we have the right vision, we have the right goals and values. The whole design of this retreat was to, number one, help us as commissioners to understand our strength and our particular weaknesses, and as well as taking those and again to blend them together toward addressing public values. And staff is an integral part of that process in terms of how we put together the right team and how we provide and respond to the services in the county.
Well, it's been a really exciting process for us, certainly because we studied the issues as best we could over many, many months, but now getting to interact with staff has been really rewarding because we can kind of see problems and opportunities through the staff's eyes and really begin to dig into how we can improve life for people in Wake County and do all sorts of neat and innovative stuff. So it's been very rewarding for me, and I'm very optimistic about what we can do from here. Having a strategic plan enables us to make sure that we can set meetable goals and a timetable for achieving those goals. We want to make sure that we have an intentional process where we can collect information from the community, make sure that we look at things from diverse points of view, and then put the best set of priorities and the best points of emphasis forward, and that'll set up our efforts throughout the rest of the year. Well, I think one of the main benefits of this is we've really gotten to know each other a lot better, not only the commissioners but also the staff. And I think that learning about people and learning about where they're coming from and learning about their priorities is very important because it helps us be mindful of what we ought to be working on and what people are worried about as we go forward. So I really think that the relationship building has been great. I work with 6 other really dedicated public servants, and so having that level of knowledge and that level of comfort really goes a long way.
Well, that's very, very important to have a high-performing team, and the county is that team, and our goal is to make sure that we respond to those things that we're mandated to do in terms of our mission, to do it in a very, very creative way to improve the quality of life. For instance, this process, first we need to take a look at ourselves as commissioners. I understand there's been a strategic planning process for the county and how we merge that together. And then we need to understand others, and then we need to value others in order to put that team together. And we did do some pre-conference surveying to get a feel in terms of what people think, what their needs are. And that's been combined with some excellent information from staff in terms of demographics, some of the financial issues and those kind of directions. And this afternoon we'll be focusing on vetting, dwelling down, and looking at those issues in more specific terms in order to set a direction. And the thing that I'd like to emphasize, we'll be focusing more on the what right now, and then we'll focus on the how to do it. But the thing that's been most interesting to me, I'm familiar with this paradigm of looking at the 4 public values, being prosperity, liberty, equality, and community, and how we need to have all 4 of those values and to bring our citizens and all our stakeholders together looking at those values so that we can respond to the needs of the county and make sure that everybody's engaged in that process, with the ultimate result being a highly prosperous county with all of our citizens benefiting.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's going to happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Hey. Look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today.
A few months ago, former Wake County Deputy Manager Joe Durham announced his retirement after a distinguished career with Wake County government. After a nationwide search to replace Durham, the county recently selected his successor.
I grew up in the city of Fredericksburg. I attended college at James Madison University. Worked for Fairfax County for a number of years, went back to school and attended George Mason University, got my master's degree, and then ended up working with the city of Charlottesville for 3 years. It's a lot of growth is occurring here, a lot of opportunity, and to be a part of Jim Hartman's team. I think it has a little bit of urban, a little bit of rural, and a little bit of suburban all wrapped up in one, so you don't have to leave the area. You can find whatever you're going to need right here in the county. Well, I think when you look at communities, we're only as strong as our weakest link, and so when people are struggling, many times they just need a safety net. And I think what we saw during the recession, we saw people who were middle-class families who were suddenly struggling and needed to utilize some of the programs that local government offers. So I think in particular, funding's a challenge, particularly here in Wake County. This growth of the schools, the growth of the community as a whole brings lots of opportunity, but it also brings some challenges on with that growth, and so being able to manage that so people can continue to enjoy the quality of life that they still have here. Well, I think any community, if you're not moving forward in today's world, you're moving backwards, and so each community, each municipality has to take a look at itself and figure out where do we want to be in the next 5, 10, 20 years, and really have a vision for making that happen. Without that, you will just kind of struggle, I believe, and then other localities will surpass you, and you'll start to lose people because they'll want to go to a different municipality. I look forward to learning about the community and look forward to hearing from residents in terms of what makes Wake County great.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Welcome back. Recently, the Wake County Board of Commissioners approved a construction contract which paves the way for the construction of the newest library in Wake County, which will be located in the northeastern part of the city of Raleigh. Joining us to talk about this exciting news is Ann Burlingame, Assistant Director for Wake County Public Libraries. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go straight into it. This is yet another exciting chapter in the growth of Wake County Libraries.
It absolutely is. We are just overjoyed that we are going to be beginning construction on our newest regional library. and we're ready to just welcome people in that part of the county who need a new library to serve them.
Now, how large is this library? And I did mention in the opening, it's going to be in the northeastern part of the city of Raleigh. Can you give us a little bit more information about that?
It is going to be in the Wakefield area of North Raleigh, close to the North Forest Pines and the Forest Pines Elementary School. It's 22,000 square feet. It will have high ceilings and windows. It will have 2 separate wings, one for children and one for adults. Each wing will have a programming space for children or adults. We will have public access computers. We will have casual seating, and the best thing, lots and lots of books.
And what is the timeline of this project?
Well, we broke ground on the library in November of 2014. It'll take about a year to build the library, and so we hope that we will occupy the library by December. That means we'll have our books and our furnishings and open to the public in January of 2016.
And each library, if folks have traveled across the county and visited several of the libraries, they all have a unique style and look. Which architectural firm was selected for this project?
Well, this project, the architectural firm is Little Diversified, and they have also done our renovations on the Wendell Library as well as the Green Road Library. So this is the first building they'll be building for the library.
Okay, and what types of programs will be offered once the library opens up?
Well, that's what's really exciting, is we are going to be offering a full program of service for adults and children. So for children, we will offer 20 programs a week. 14 of those will be for the young child. We'll have multiple programs for school-age children. We'll have a teen leadership program as well as weekly teen programs. For adults, we're going to offer 4 programs a week. We're also going to offer monthly book discussions programs. We're going to have proctoring. We're going to have sessions where you can come to learn how to use your e-reader and how to download books from the library. So we're just going to have lots and lots going on in this library, and I'm really very excited for the people in that community.
And what about any new book collection?
Yes, we will get a whole new collection for Northeast Regional Library. It'll be 140,000 books for children, adults, and teens.
Is there another project after the Northeast Regional Library?
There is. When we are going to be planning new libraries, the next one is Middle Creek. It is going to be 8,000 square feet, and we hope to start opening that library in late summer 2017. We're also going to be working on the renovation of our Southeast Regional Library, and that will begin in April of 2015.
And how can citizens find out more about these projects?
Well, to find out more about these projects as well as everything that's going on in the library, please look at our website, www.wakegov.libraries.com, and also visit the library.
Okay, good tips. Thanks, Ann. Ann Burlingame, Assistant Director for Wake County Libraries. Stay tuned for WakeGOV TV. We'll have more after this.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Dad's home!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
CCBI was created it was 77 years ago by the North Carolina General Assembly. And our mission and goals today are to provide a high level of forensic services to all the law enforcement agencies in Wake County, which include fingerprints, drug analysis, blood alcohol analysis, and also to provide assistance at crime scene investigation at the request of the law enforcement agencies.
It takes a certain breed of person to sit at a desk all day long and compare what equates to little black squiggly lines.
Up until about 2007, CCBI relied upon the state fingerprint system. It's commonly called AFIS, Automated Fingerprint Identification Systems. We then purchased our own AFIS system. Once we had our own AFIS system, everyone was able to work at the same time. We then implemented a policy that, following the guidelines of the law, that we would fingerprint and photograph everyone that was arrested every time they were arrested in Wake County. I like to refer to the AFIS system as an electronic detective. It sort of points you in a direction that you might want to, look at. It provides a lead.
This actually is a list of candidates that could be identified back to this. So that basically the computer has stated, based on this known here, these different cases could in fact match this. And it's up to the examiner to open up every single list, so just like so, and then perform the comparison. This is an example of a known impression here that was obtained at time of arrest. This is a fingerprint. This is actually the latent impression, or the unknown, the question impression that was lifted and collected from the crime scene. So in this particular instance, this is what's called a reverse hit. So this latent impression actually has been in the database since August of 2014. So it was entered into the database. It did not hit, but it does not go away. It remains in what's known as an unsolved latent cognizant queue. It's a file that anytime anyone is arrested after this is entered, those known standards that are taken at time of arrest are then searched against this questioned database. And that's what's occurred here. So this impression was actually put in during the summer, and this individual here was actually arrested 2 days ago. So in this particular instance, it's pulled up, and the examiner has the ability to enlarge the image. And then they actually would work their way through the entire image, comparing the level 1 detail, which as you can see here is the shape, it's the structure, it's the ridge flow. And then actually they would zoom in and begin to compare what's known as the level 2 detail, or the points of identification, or the Galton detail. And what you can see, these are these ending ridges there, short or ridges or dots, or bifurcation, which are just forks in the road. So the examiner is comparing these individual points of identification, their relationship to one another, and also, if you can look here, their relationship to the level 1 structure of the image. So here's an example of an ending ridge, and you can see the structure here. It recurves at the bottom of this. Here's the ending ridge, and again, this is the question impression, or the one from the crime scene. There's the recurve there, so you can see that there's correspondence between the latent, or the unknown, and the known impression. So the examiner would compare everything that they have available to them, and it's at that point that they would render an opinion whether it's an identification or a non-identification.
It still takes that human eye to make that final determination that yes, this print could have originated from the same source or is identical, the terminology that you want to use. And then of course that is verified by another expert, and then a report is written and issued to the law enforcement agencies.
The beauty of CCBI is the objective, how we maintain an objective stance. And what I mean by that is we have no idea the relationship of this person to this scene. Frankly, we don't care. We provide that information to the law enforcement community, and it's the investigators that then follow that up. We would write the report, and we move on to the next case.
And it works too, that it just goes beyond trying to identify just the person who may have committed the crime, but we identify people who are at scenes that when we tell the officer we've identified a particular person at this scene, at this location in the scene, that person then could become a critical witness. Over 60% of the crime scenes that we've gone to this year, we've been able to collect finger and palm print evidence. And of that, we've been able to identify, 42% of the time, we've been able to identify someone at the scene.
I actually, when I started with CCBI in 2002, we had only one APHIS database, one search station, and 3 examiners had to share it. But with this, now we have 8 or 7 of these stations in all 7 examiners' offices. So they're not competing for this resource. They have it at their fingertips every day, all day long. And it allows them to really manage their work in the most effective and efficient way for the examiners. They just don't compete for this very finite resource.
Well, I believe we can increase the number of subjects that we're identifying at crime scenes. I think we've still not reached our full potential. That we've seen more than quadruple that number in the past 9 years, and I think we still have we've not reached our full potential.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers, dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
In 2001, the county opened a newly renovated emergency and transition shelter for homeless men that changed the way we offer services to the homeless population. The South Wilmington Street Center provides a tier of services, both on and off-site, that are designed to lead men to self-sufficiency. We recently stopped by the center and met with center director Frank Lawrence.
We offer emergency shelter, and we also have a transitional program. Within our transitional program, there are several tier services that can help folks that are voluntarily engaged with us to work on self-sufficiency goals. So our progressive housing program is an opportunity for folks to work with our case managers to develop plans that can help them address some of the issues that brought them here, mainly employment, lack of employment. We provide some educational support. There's also folks that might be disabled, need to connect with resources to help them with that. And so, we have veteran services here as well. We have a veteran service officer, a homeless veteran service officer, to help them in here. We offer recuperative beds to the community as well, where a person could come from the hospital potentially to recover from a minor surgery or minor injury. We have some medical support through Horizon Healthcare. They support us with providing medical service to the homeless men here. So again, there are several things that we can offer to them that can help them get back on their feet and get headed in the right direction. I think one of the things that I've heard on many occasions from the men that come here is that our shelter offers them an opportunity to get into a bed and go to work immediately. And so that's one of the things that we support. We promote that here. And that's what many of them are looking for when they come to our facility, is the ability to get back on their feet, to gain some resources to get out of homelessness. One of the things that I think men like is that we are able to offer them some specific resources that can help them out. For example, folks that are looking for employment, we work with WakeTech to offer some training. We've done hospitality training, culinary arts training. We're doing a direct care class right now. Those are skills that they normally wouldn't have when they come to our facility, and so that offers them an opportunity to kind of branch out, broaden their background a little bit, so they can go out and kind of compete with everybody in the community. We also have a homeless employment initiative program where we partner with companies in the community. For example, Carolina Trucking Academy. We have sent several men there to complete their training. In it's a 16-day training, and once that's done, those folks pretty much get employment immediately. And so it ends their homelessness in probably less than 30 days. They can go out and go to work and make decent money to be able to get a place to stay and get on their feet. But that's just one of them. You know, we partner with Creative Recycling in Morrisville. We have our kitchen staff here. We contract with the company Trinity Services. They have provided some OJT for our men, where they work there for a period of time and they may be able to get employment through that company. So we look for those opportunities to share with the men, to kind of give them a little bit of an advantage in some cases to go out there and competing with other folks in the community.
I'm not from here. I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina, and the center has been a great help to me. You know? I'm one of the ones that received a voucher. And through the center, I get to have an operation I've been trying to get for a long time. So this center has been everything for me right now, and I'm grateful to have this place. I mean, Wake County is, I guess, they're one of the leaders in helping the homeless right now, and it's been wonderful. My stay here has been wonderful. It's almost at the end, but it's been all right. Well, the center has provided me with a place to lay my head, meals, you know, just not being homeless out in the cold, man, is one of the greatest things. Since I've been here, let me see, I went through Step Up Ministry. I completed a certificate for Step Up Ministry. They've been helping me with various things. You know, it's just so many. There's so many things that this center provides, and I wish a lot of people that's homeless grab a hold and do the things, do what they ask you to do here at this center, and you find out it's a great help. You can move forward in life.
What encourages me and my staff, I believe, is the opportunity to help others and to possibly make a positive impact on somebody's life every day. I think the beds are so important. The men value them. Again, it provides a really good base for them to work out of, to do things like find employment, to get medical care, to connect with other resources in the community that they wouldn't otherwise be able to connect with. So the center itself is an important resource for these homeless men. And so I think knowing that is really provides a lot of motivation for us to come to work every day.
We'd like to thank the center's director, Frank Lawrence, for allowing us to visit the center. Keep up with the latest Wake County news by visiting us online at wakegov.com/news or on Facebook or Twitter. That's our show for today. Thanks for watching.